Hello and welcome. I'm Shankar, your instructor for Statistics for Business 1.
And I'm Liza, his analyst.
All of this week, we have been analyzing a dataset that we have downloaded from the World Bank website. This dataset contains international tourism receipts. We have summarized numerical variables now, like our receipts, in the context of a categorical variable, region in our case.
What if there was no such context?
True. We will then look for the distribution of the receipts across 161 countries. It's natural for us to ask, have international tourism receipts changed for these countries between these 2 years? So one approach would be to compute and compare a few location and dispersion measures for the 2 years. So here I have my country column, which I will select, and then I'll go up, hold my command key down, select 1995, press the shift and select the entire column. So I need to have the command and shift pressed at both times. I'll now go across to 2010, hit the command key, shift all the way down. I've got the column for 2010. So let me start with location now. I have location measures for 1995 and 2010. So we know that the mean or average is one location measure and the median is another location measure. I'll make some space for myself and put in a measure for dispersion. For that, we begin with the minimum receipts, the maximum receipts and the range, which is nothing but the maximum minus the minimum. Now along with the range, there are a couple more measures. There's mean absolute deviation and standard deviation for all of this. So I have median here. I'm just going to say median of B colon B, everything that it finds in B. And that is $367 million, which means 50% of the countries made below $367 million. So you see, the halfway mark is definitely different from what is the average. All of this is a consequence of there being a lot of skew in this data. Now let's go ahead and fill in the dispersion measures. I have the minimum of B colon B, I have the maximum of B colon B, and I have the range simply as the maximum minus the minimum. I get about $93.7 billion in the range of receipts for 1995. So I have avdev of B colon B, and I have standard deviation dot P of B colon B. And even within these two measures of deviation, we see a lot of difference. It depends on what formula has been used to calculate them and how we interpret those measures. Now we have calculated all of these measures for 1995. How do we replicate them for 2010, our comparison year?
What if we drag each cell across?
Right. Laziness is a virtue, but we have to be careful. Spreadsheets work with relative references. So when I drag the mean cell across, see what happens. So here I have my mean cell and I will drag it across and I get 6700, which is, if I double click this, the average of C colon C. It has even gone ahead and highlighted that column on the spreadsheet.
From B to B, it went to C to C.
Get my point? So here I have all of these measures. I've highlighted them and I'll simply go ahead and drag them to the right, and all of these get populated. Let me go ahead and get rid of any decimal places. And this gives us a good picture of the summary measures for location and dispersion for 1995 and 2010. If we were to examine our location measures, we know that tourism receipts have shifted overall in the positive direction. The mean shows a doubling and the median receipts have more than tripled. On the other hand, these receipts are spread out twice as widely in 2010 as they are in 1995. By spreading out, I mean the dispersion measures. Look at them carefully.